welcome to another exciting episode of $1 Million Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and this is part 2 of the second week of flea market season. You saw a little bit of the footage yesterday of me going through things, and hopefully you saw some stuff there, and I'm sure you were probably yelling at the screen, Papergoy, Papergoy, pick that up, look at that, pick that up, because I know I do that when I watch other people's haul videos. Went to 2 places, went to the public market, and then we went to the drive-in theater, which is about a half-an-hour drive. The drive-in theater was an absolute nightmare because apparently it had rained. I don't know when it rained, or we hadn't had a lot of rain here, but it was a swamp, so they had the parking lot halfway closed off. I ended up parking in a spot right at the end. It probably wasn't really a spot, but it held my vehicle, and when I came back out, the truck was still there, so no problem whatsoever on that. So what did I buy? That's probably the main reason why you're watching this. I'm going to tell you. So one of the things that you saw in there was these 2 boxes over here. All filled with Sports Illustrateds. Unfortunately, they have mailing labels, but there's lots and lots of Sports Illustrateds in here. Well, it's a longtime dealer that I've dealt with for, 20 years, and I walked up to him and he said, Papergoy, I don't know if you want these or not, but $20 a box. And I said, for $20 a box, yeah, I don't really want them, but at $20 a box, certainly. There's got to be about 70 to 80 in each box, so for 40, I paid a quarter a piece is probably what I paid on them. Sports Illustrateds are not hot sellers, but they do sell. And I know I sell them on $1 Million Peddlers at $10 to $15 a piece. So if you look at it that way, we probably picked up $1,500 worth of stuff here for $40. Again, it's a slow selling, but at that price, not a big deal. Plus, I had Ram Neighborhood Kid with me to help me carry the stuff, so it all worked out pretty well. A couple of other things I bought at that sale were I ended up buying these 4 items over here, which were in halfway decent shape for the age, these magazines. And then this over here, they actually put these out. They do sell. They're hardcover versions of Sports Illustrated that they put out in order to commemorate a championship. So it was a 3-peat championship. I believe that's Kobe Bryant right over there. You had a special order these for the magazines. So I always pick them up when I see them because people do end up buying them. They don't go for a ton, but they do sell. Went up to the dealer and with these 4 items, and he says, $10. And I go, $10? He goes, 8. So I ended up buying that. One of his customers that I know said, geez, keep going, huh? And then maybe you'll get them for 6. But again, I'll make some money off of those. You can't argue with those at all on those. Another gentleman that you saw me going through his stuff had the things for $1 a piece. Our Jamaica, a lot of people probably went to vacation in Jamaica back then. They'll want to buy something rather like that. Can't argue with that. New York Magazine, even though it's ex-library, I absolutely love listing New York magazines. It's one of the magazines I enjoy along with New Yorker. I enjoy listing them. So those kind of fit right into my niche. And then the Newsweek magazine with Eddie Murphy, halfway decent shape as well on that over there. His pieces are falling out. Cannot argue with those at $1 a piece. Then we headed on over to, there was a lady over there that had a bunch of comic books, and these all came from her, and she wanted a quarter a comic book. Now I saw a couple of them in here. I know there's like a Spider-Gwen number 2 in here, right there it is. Spider-Gwen 3rd printing number 2. All these various things over here, but at a quarter a piece, there's a catalog in there. I said I couldn't go wrong on this, and this is where the What Now app is going to help me, because I'll sort these on down. I'll keep a couple of them out of there that I know Mr. Magazine collects, and otherwise I'll sort them all down and end up selling them out and be able to give them away at a couple of bucks a lot, because I'm into them for, actually I got a little better than a quarter a piece into them because I ended up buying all of them. So that's where being on Whatnot has kind of changed my buying a little bit over here, just because of things like that. And then the only other thing that I bought there was a gentleman who had comics for $1 a piece, and I know that's a pretty good one over there. And again, we'll put that up on Whatnot because I'm into it right. I know that's a pretty good one. V for Vendetta number 1, for Mr. Magazine with Spider-Man on it, and so on. Some Thundercat, Madballs. at $1 a piece, you can't go wrong on these things over here, so I ended up buying those. So that was everything over at the local place. Did well enough over there, I can't complain. And then we went for the half an hour drive down there. Now, we were a little bit pressed for time because, full disclosure, I'm getting my booster shot shortly after I get done shooting this, and I want to make sure that I get there in plenty of time. So, kind of had one eye on the clock, wanted to grab a bite to eat. We won't even get into that. Maybe I'll tell on the live show at some point. But did end up buying a few other things. Oh, one last thing I did get there. I did pick this up for $1 because a gentleman that I deal with is a big J.R. Tolkien fan. I do not know if he has this or not, but I'll certainly trade that to him, just hoping that he needs it. Help grease the wheels a little bit for a deal. Now, you saw me looking at this, which the gentleman wanted $5 on it, which was a little bit on the high side for what I usually pay. However, it's got a little bit of a split down at the spine. However, it's early lacrosse. And as I was telling random neighborhood kids, something or other like this, 1947 Rochester Iroquois versus Brampton, you can just kind of put your price on it because there aren't anything like this out there. It's probably one of a kind, maybe in a couple of collections, but nobody really has this over here. Just great lacrosse photos and everything. So do find the little niche. We are lucky in the Northeast that lacrosse is big up here. Lacrosse items do sell. In fact, he's even got the Rochester Iroquois jersey on it. Very, very nice piece. I didn't want to pay $5, but I wasn't going to argue with the guy on that either because, again, I know that's a $50 to $75 item at least. So very happy with that. You saw me looking at these over here, a couple of different lots over here. These were $1 a piece. That's a nice item right there. Air transportation worldwide with a nice, talks about the military and everything in it, so you can't argue with that. These, I don't generally buy American Rifleman, and these all did have a little piece missing here on the corner from a bug bite of some kind throughout the years. However, these are nice and early, 1929 and 1930s. You don't see these things around very often. Oh, yeah, American Rifleman. You do not see these around very often this early. So I definitely picked it up. They got great ads in them. I did leave the ones that were really bad shape, bad water damage and the like. I did not touch those. Even though I was missing a piece down here, I did get the better conditioned ones. And again, I bought them because you just don't see this early one. I mean, look at the ad there on the back. Got a little dirt on it and everything, but look at the ad on the back. So they're going to be slow sellers, but I bet I can get $15 to $20 a piece out of these at least, and I didn't really even look at content, so who knows what might be in there. And then you saw me looking at these History and Records Coloring Book Olympic Games, which they're all the same, but they're all uncolored. So I kind of thought about it. I was going to buy one, and I said, why buy one? They're $1 a piece. I bought all 8 of them. At the very least, they'll sell next time the Olympics come around. But the other reason that went through my head is, why leave 7 of them on the table for somebody else to buy? Why allow competition to come out? I'll buy all of them. I'll probably list 1 or 2 of them on Amazon. I'll list them on eBay and just kind of go from there, and I'll more or less corner the market on them. So in a case like that, when the price is right, why let anybody else get them? I just said they're $1 a piece. I'm going to sell one of them and make money on the entire pile. And who knows, I'm sure at some point I'll end up selling all of them, so why not? And then the last deal that I ended up getting was from a gentleman that I deal with regularly. I've been dealing with him for 20-some years. 50 cents a comic book. Nothing incredible, Savage Dragon #1, an old What If, Midnight Sun, Ghost Rider and Blaze, and again, Walking Dead 186. And these are all items that I looked at, they caught my eye, and I think that they may, Pit #1, they may end up going a little bit better on the What Now app. And again, I'm into them for 50 cents. They're all, #1s, or like the whole series of the Concrete, Fragile Creatures, Star Wars Ewoks from Mr. Magazine. I said, these things are the exact kind of things that I'm going to give it a try on the Whatnot app and hope that they go. But that's kind of where having that is available to me does change what I buy, because I probably would not have bought a lot of these comic books prior to having the Whatnot app. And I figure we'll try it out. I'm into the comic books, right? We'll see what sells. And if all of a sudden I start finding out that, the independent sell, for example. Well, then when I'm out, I'll look for more of those. It's going to be a really interesting learning experience, and I'm glad all of you are with me on the journey. And do hit the like button, and hopefully this kind of deep dive helps you a little bit. And also hopefully, again, we talk all the time about building relationships. And as soon as I walked up to the guy's table, he said, Papergoy, you might want these. And he had one of them way in the van, as a matter of fact. I hadn't even put it out. So I got first dibs on the one box, and I took both boxes. And that's one reason why he likes to deal with me as well, because he knows that I'm not going to sit there and dicker with him on price. I mean, what am I going to try to get? $30 for the two boxes? At $20 a box, I'm getting a heck of a deal anyway. So hopefully that helps you a little bit, and hopefully I'm able to bring you a lot more haul videos throughout the year. Do comment on yesterday's video on the GoPro. I'm still learning how that works. I will admit that I'm amazed at how quickly the battery runs down on that, so I'm going to have to figure out how to charge that while I'm in the car if I'm at a bigger deal or bigger sales. Hit the like button, and we will see you next video.